So, what if Carrick doesn't actually want the ball against Arsenal this Sunday? And what if letting Arteta dominate possession is the entire plan? I know what you're thinking. That's suicide against this Arsenal team. But this game won't be decided by who controls the ball. It'll be decided by Arsenal's biggest weakness in controlling the space they always leave behind. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how Carrick will set United up, the exact Arsenal pattern he's baiting, and why this matchup could flip the entire title race on its head. Oh, I can hear the comments already. It's only one game. People are saying that the Derby win was just new manager bounce, that Pep Guardiola had no quality defenders, or that United simply got lucky with 2 counterattack goals. Skeptics will tell you that Arsenal won't play like City. They'll argue that while City was patient and slow, Arteta's Arsenal is a different beast, more aggressive, more physical, and far more clinical. And the biggest argument of all is the fact that Arsenal will adapt, and that Arteta has already seen Carrick's midfield cage and the Mainoo's resurgence, and they won't fall for the same trick twice. But what if I told you that Carrick isn't planning a trick at all? What if his plan for Arsenal is actually the opposite of what he did to City? Now listen, to understand where Michael Carrick is going to strike this Sunday, you have to look at the problem Arteta has built for himself. When you watch the Gunners, you see they always start in a default 4-3-3, but the second they cross the halfway line, it morphs into a suffocating 3-2-5. Arteta's logic is total control. He wants 5 players, Saka, Ødegaard, Gyökeres, Rice, and Martinelli, occupying your back line, literally forcing your defenders to stand shoulder to shoulder. But here is the tricky part. Maintaining that 3-2-5 has made their recovery predictable. While the Gunners lead the league in field tilt and defensive stability, they are vulnerable to the blind side transition. Because Timber and Calafiori are so deep in the attacking half, they rely entirely on Martin Zubimendi to act as the lone anchor. If that first pass out of the press bypasses Zubimendi, the rest defense collapses. Arsenal have conceded the majority of their goals this season when their fullbacks are caught above the ball during a turnover. And then there's Set Piece FC. Nicolas Jover's corners remain a cheat code. They are on track to break the all-time record scoring this season. But this dominance is a double-edged sword. To score those goals, Arteta commits his giants, Saliba and Gabriel, deep into the opposition box. The league hasn't fully solved the routine yet, but they have identified the aftermath. When the ball is cleared, Arsenal's 2 best defenders are 80 yards away from their own goal. Arteta is sticking to the script that put him at the top of the table, but I can guarantee you Michael Carrick, fresh off a tactical masterclass against City, isn't interested in playing for a draw like Forest did. He isn't just going to defend the 3-2-5, he's going to use that vacated wing space as a high-speed runway for the likes of Dorgu, Ahmad, and Mbeumo. However, there are certain things from the derby that are now non-negotiable. First and foremost, Amorim's 3 at the back experiment is officially dead. Carrick has made it clear that a flat back 4 is his hill to die on. By keeping Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire in a traditional pairing, he ensures United aren't pulled out of position by Arsenal's rotations. That's prioritizing stability over system play. The most important carryover from the derby, the Mainoo-Casemiro pivot. Carrick isn't going to rotate them for legs, but rather he's keeping them together because they are the only ones who have mastered the cage. Their job against Arsenal stays exactly the same. Don't chase Ødegaard into the channels, stay central, protect the D, and wait for the interception. Finally, Carrick will not try to outpass Arteta. One of his core non-negotiables is verticality. In the derby, United only had 32% possession, but they had more shots on target than City. Carrick has turned United into a low-block, high-octane machine. They don't want the ball, they just want that space you vacate to get that same ball. He's told Bruno Fernandes that the second he gets the ball, his first look must be the 40-yard diagonal. You just need to look at Mbeumo's goal to understand this. Look at Bruno collect the ball from a City set piece. Looking at it from this angle doesn't do justice to his intelligence here, so let me switch it up for you. Now from this angle, you see him make a dummy switch to the right, then hesitates. What that does is make Kusanov shift his weight away from Mbeumo, and then he drops the pass to a now very free Mbeumo, who has ample space and time for a composed finish. bang. It shows Carrick doesn't want safe side-to-side football, just the killer ball that punishes any high line before they can even react. He's not changing for Arsenal, he's daring Arsenal to change for him. And that also brings us to another matchup Arsenal fans are actually terrified of: Lisandro Martinez versus Viktor Gyökeres. Arsenal called Gyökeres their missing piece, but so far he's been missing a lot. He scored only 2 goals in his last 10 games. However, Gyökeres is a physical striker who thrives on space and momentum, but Lisandro Martinez is the antidote to that style. Martinez doesn't fight you for the ball, he fights you for the space. In the derby, Martinez completed 100% of his ground duels. If he can get under the skin of an already low-confidence Gyökeres in the first 15 minutes, Arsenal's entire attacking plan collapses. Arteta needs Gyökeres to hold the ball up to bring Rice and Ødegaard into play. If Gyökeres is bullied out of the game by Martinez, Arsenal are left with plenty of possession, but zero punch. I'm not going to give you a scoreline, because in a game this volatile, a single red card or a deflection changes everything. Instead, I'm giving you the patterns. There are only 2 ways this match unfolds on Sunday. The first scenario, I'll call that the frustration trap. In this scenario, Carrick's asymmetric shield works perfectly. Arsenal dominates 70% of the ball, but they spend the entire first half passing in a U-shape around United's block. Saka gets doubled by Dalot and Casemiro, Gyökeres is pocketed by Martinez, and the Emirates crowd starts to get unrestless by the 60th minute. This is the scenario where United doesn't necessarily outplay Arsenal, but they outweight them, eventually snapping the trap with a single vertical ball to Mbeumo or Sesko if he makes the team. The second scenario is the structural snap. This is the danger for United. If Arsenal adapts by keeping Zubimendi and Rice deeper, sacrificing one attacker to protect the transition, United's cage becomes a prison. If Arsenal refuse to take the bait and instead pin United back with slow, methodical play, Carrick's counter-attacking cheats will be left isolated. If the game stays 0-0 past the 70th minute mark without United registering a shot on target, the structural pressure usually favors the league leaders. This won't be a battle of talent, but one of patience. If you see Arsenal's fullback standing at the halfway line after 20 minutes, Michael Carrick has already won the tactical battle. If you see them sitting deep and cautious, Arteta has smelled the trap. We're only 5 days away from seeing which manager blinks first. I've given you the patterns, but I want to know yours. If the game is level at the 80th minute, who do you trust to change it? Drop their name in the comments, and if this breakdown made you see the Emirates trip differently, hit that subscribe button. The title race is about to get very, very complicated.